Is Dylan hiding a dark side on The Bold and the Beautiful? On The Bold and the Beautiful, November 25th, Dylan confessed to Elektra that she was the one who ran over Luna. She feels remorse for what happened. However, is she hiding a dark side that her friend is unaware of? Key takeaways. Luna died after she stepped out onto the road and was hit by a car. The driver wasn't identified. Dylan confessed to Elektra that she was the driver. She already informed the authorities and felt remorse for her actions, even though it was an accident. Dylan's shocking confession. As BNB viewers recall, Dylan, Sydney Bullock, was Hayes, Brian Garlic Davidson, art teacher. She mistakenly hired Luna, Lisa Yamada, who used the pseudonym Ms. Sunshine. She had no idea that Luna was a cold-blooded killer who was pardoned from prison and wanted to kill Steffi, Jacqueline McInnes. Dylan quickly learned from her mistakes. On Tuesday's episode, she shocked Elektra, Linnea Grace, at Forrester Creations. She talked about the times when they would have coffee when Elektra would drop off Hayes. But Dylan wasn't there to reminisce. She had to confess something important. She told Elektra she was the person who ran over Luna the night she died. Elektra promised Dylan that they would keep this secret to themselves. Is there more to the story? Dylan claims to have remorse over her actions. However, Elektra assured her that it was just an accident and she didn't know it was Luna. But what if she actually knew who she was running down? She's giving off some shady vibes. First, she texted Elektra from an unknown number. What kind of friend does that? Dylan should have informed Elektra that she changed her number and had something important to tell her in person. Perhaps Dylan is another friend in Elektra's life who has become obsessed with her. When Remy, Christian Weissman, first joined the soap, he was so obsessed with being with Elektra that he had a room dedicated to her. Then he would create nude deepfakes of her whenever he felt rejected. Dylan could become obsessed with Elektra and envy her lifestyle. She could inherit Luna's psychotic tendencies. What else is Dylan hiding? So, Dylan already informed the authorities. At least that's what she claims. Also, Elektra is the only one who knows her secret. Is there more to the story? Or is this storyline supposed to offer angst for Elektra and Will Crumoro? Elektra might keep this secret from Will, who will be upset with her for not confiding in him. He's trying to be a better man after not telling Elektra the truth about what happened that night with Luna. From the moment Dylan Spencer arrived in Los Angeles, carrying nothing but a confident smile and a suitcase that looked suspiciously too light for a man with a supposedly complicated past, fans sensed it. Something about him didn't add up. Handsome, helpful, and unfailingly polite, Dylan feels almost too perfect for the chaotic world of The Bold and the Beautiful. Characters who appear flawless rarely stay that way. And lately, every passing episode adds a new question mark hovering over Dylan's closely guarded persona. Is he really the charming newcomer he claims to be, or is there a storm brewing beneath that calm exterior? This piece dives into a creative exploration of Dylan's world, peeling back the polished veneer and imagining the shadows he might be fighting to conceal. The smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. Dylan's entrance to the Forrester orbit was nothing short of cinematic. Rain-soaked, wallet stolen, seeking refuge at El Giardino where Ivy Forrester just so happened to cross his path. Their meet-cute felt serendipitous, until it didn't. From the start, Dylan made a point of being agreeable. Too agreeable. He remembered everyone's name immediately. He offered to help people he barely knew. He volunteered for tasks nobody asked him to do. And while that might seem endearing, longtime viewers know that excessive charm often masks something else. Dylan's smile is warm, but it flickers when someone mentions family. It stiffens with the slightest hint of conflict. And most telling of all, he always seems to be listening intently, almost like he's gathering information rather than joining conversation. Loose threads in his backstory. Dylan's past is a tapestry with oddly selective stitching. He claims to have grown up in Arizona, bounced between jobs, and finally came to LA for a fresh start. But when pressed, he dodges specifics. Where exactly in Arizona? Why the need for a fresh start? His answers shift like sand. When Ridge asked about his work experience, Dylan said he once helped in a design studio. Later, When chatting with Zend, he said he had no real fashion background. And when Steffi casually asked how long he'd been in LA, he hesitated before offering a couple of weeks, despite previously telling Ivy he'd been exploring the city for months. Most people don't contradict themselves unless they're hiding something or someone. The mysterious phone calls. Then there are the phone calls. Dylan steps outside the moment his phone buzzes, his jaw tightening. His voice drops, but his tone sharpens. Once, Ivy overheard him say, "I told you not to call me here." Another time, Charlie claimed he heard Dylan say something about fixing the problem before anyone finds out. When confronted, Dylan brushed it off as family drama. But his demeanor afterward, rigid, distracted, almost panicked, suggests otherwise. Who keeps calling? And what does Dylan not want anyone to find out? Why is he really here? People don't just wander into the orbit of the Forresters without a reason. LA is big, but the Forrester universe is tiny, a gravitational center that pulls in the most dramatic personalities on the planet. Dylan's uncanny timing with Ivy's return raises further suspicion. Was it coincidence? Fate? Or intention? Some fans speculate he might have researched the family before coming. Others think he might be connected to an old rival, perhaps even working undercover for someone with a grudge against the Forresters, the Spencers, or both. The idea seems wild until you remember characters like Reese Buckingham, Flo Fulton, and even Sheila Carter entered the story with an innocent facade before revealing motives far darker than anyone guessed. Flashes of temper he tries to hide. For someone who claims to be easygoing, Dylan's temper cracks through the surface in fleeting, revealing moments. Once, when Liam made a joke about him being a drifter, Dylan's eyes flashed with anger, sharp, icy, almost predatory, before he quickly covered it with a laugh. Another time, he slammed a locker at the gym so hard it startled Finn. Dylan dismissed it as a stressful day, but Finn correctly observed that the reaction seemed disproportionate. Even more unsettling, when Hope gently asked Dylan about adjusting to LA, he muttered something under his breath that sounded like, "You have no idea what I've dealt with." When Hope asked what he meant, he instantly smiled and said, "Oh, nothing." People don't hide temper unless it has cost them something before. A past relationship gone wrong? The romantic angle is even murkier. Dylan seems reluctant to talk about exes, yet the one time Ivy teased him about past girlfriends, his expression clouded. He offered a vague comment. "Things got complicated. I walked away before they got worse."